This video is another one about finding the partial fraction decomposition for a rational expression. And so this is what we're given. And the first step is to factor the denominator. So x cubed plus x squared plus x. What we can do with that is pull out the greatest common factor, which is an x, leaving us with x squared plus x plus 1. And then we would try to factor x squared plus x plus 1. But it turns out this is not factorable. You can't factor it in a way where you end up with whole numbers. So we call that non-factorable. So in the numerator, it's the same thing, x squared minus 8x minus 3. So that's the best we can do for the factoring. So now we're ready to set this up. This is going to turn into two fractions, something over x plus something over x squared plus x plus 1. And so we make our decision about what goes in the numerator of each of these fractions. The first fraction, this x has a degree of 1. So what needs to go in the numerator would be 1 less than that. 1 less than 1 is 0. So we just get something, a constant term, a. And technically this would be a times x to the 0. That's why I'm calling it degree 0, because the degree on the x would be 0. But anything raised to the 0 power is really a 1, and a times 1 would just be a. That's why I'm just writing a constant as a letter, a variable. On the second fractions, we have x squared plus x plus 1. This is a second degree polynomial. 1 less than that would be a first degree polynomial or a linear function. So what would go in this is bx plus c, because this x is to the degree 1, and we need a constant term right there. So that's the setup. So now we're ready to do the algebra that goes with this. We begin by multiplying both sides of this equation by the denominator, and the denominator is always this right here. So I'm going to multiply both sides of this equation by x times x squared plus x plus 1, x times x squared plus x plus 1. It gets distributed to both of these terms. It gets multiplied on the left side as well. When we multiply on the left side, this is really, I'm going to write this as over 1 like a fraction. Okay, x times x squared plus x plus 1 times x cubed minus 8x minus 3 over x times x squared plus x plus 1. This will cancel with this, leaving me with simply x cubed minus 8x minus 3 on the left-hand side of this equation equals to, we already saw this part, I'm marking this out, that's not part of this, a over x times x squared plus x plus 1 over 1. The x will cancel out, leaving me with a times x squared plus x plus 1 plus bx plus c over x squared plus x plus 1. The x squareds plus x plus 1 will cancel, leaving me with bx plus c times x. And so now we multiply together the terms on the right, and then we combine like terms. So we have x cubed minus 8x minus 3 equals to ax squared plus ax plus a plus bx squared plus cx. So now we collect like terms. I'll do this in 2 steps so you can see what I'm talking about. Ax squared plus bx squared. We'll put the x squareds together. Plus ax plus cx plus the constant term a. So now I'm going to factor out the x squared. So here's my x squared coefficient, a plus b. I'm going to factor out the x, leaving me with a plus c plus a. So on the left we still have x cubed minus 8x minus 3, x cubed minus 8x minus 3. And so, oh, I see a mistake I've made. The original problem was x squared, and I've changed this into x to the third right here. So let me just go through and correct this mistake. This is supposed to be a squared all the way down. I'm sorry about that, but there we go. Okay, now Now we equate coefficients. The coefficient in front of this x squared term is a 1. So we're going to say 1 is equal to a plus b. The coefficient in front of the x term is negative 8, so we're going to say negative 8 is equal to x. The constant term is negative 3, so we're going to say negative 3 is equal to a. So 1 is equal to a plus b. Negative 8 is equal to a plus c. And negative 3 is equal to a. Well, this one is already solved, so let's just substitute this value for a over here. 1 is equal to negative 3 plus b. Let's add 3 to both sides, and we find out that b is equal to 4. Also, let's plug in a right here, and we can solve for c. Negative 8 is equal to negative 3 plus c. If we add 3 to both sides, we'll get that negative 5 is equal to c. So now we know what all of a, b, and c equal to. So here's the final answer. X squared minus 8x minus 3 over x cubed plus x squared plus x is equal to a over x, or negative 3 over x, plus bx plus c, 4x minus 5 over x squared plus x plus 1, and this is the final answer. One student asked me this denominator right here in the final answer. If you had written this denominator in factored form, x times x squared plus x plus 1, that is fine as well.